What up, everybody? I'm your host, JP. This is my co-host, Josh.
Hey, everyone.
And welcome back to another episode of the FilmBros podcast. Okay, what's happening? What's going on, everybody? Start of a new week, new topics, new conversations. Just got done yesterday filming our flash review that's going to be coming out this upcoming Saturday.
Aired out that motherfucker.
So, Josh feels relieved, very therapeutic for him. We have a special guest on for that episode. So make sure if you guys don't have notifications on, make sure you guys have notifications on. Follow us at our Instagram, Twitter handles. We post when new episodes are up so you guys can keep up to date and look out for that episode. That one might be a two-parter. So keep up to date with that. But Josh, you ready to jump into these topics?
For sure.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Very first one is the legend himself coming to interviews for, a very tragic event. Okay, so RIP to those people that were on that Ocean Gate submarine. It's very sad, but you can't have the Titanic without bringing in, I guess, the director who made the movie The Titanic
as possible.
They went ahead and spoke to him on multiple channels. I think they talked to him on ABC and USA Today, and he had a lot to say. You know what? I didn't know he knew as much as he knew about the ocean and stuff like that, and about like submarines and stuff. But he goes on and like says like he knew this was gonna happen. I guess this whole community of ocean divers is kind of small, so they kind of know each other and keep in contact. So they basically spoke to him and asked him on his POV about the safety and the way that they designed the submarine.
Yeah.
So he winds up saying, as a submersible designer myself, I designed and built us up to go to the deepest place in the ocean, 3 times deeper than the Titanic. So I understand the engineering problems associated with this building, this type of vehicle, and all the safety protocols that you have to go through. And I think it's absolutely critical to really get the take-home message for our effort. Deep submergence diving is a mature art, and that's more from the early 60s, where there were a few accidents. Nobody was killed in the deep submergence until now. More time than between Kitty Hawk and the flight from 747. So, one thing that he did, he went in deeper into detail about that, saying that he didn't want this community to be struck down because these people paid money to go down there and see the Titanic.
Yeah.
And he wants, the submerging business to, keep booming, for people to want to go down there and tour down there and not be afraid that these accidents will happen. So he goes on Good Morning America and continues to speak about, what he believes was the issue. And he himself goes on to say, I made the Titanic because I wanted to dive to the shipwreck. So he wound up going down there to the Titanic multiple times, as far as him saying that he has clocked in more time down there in the ship of the Titanic than the actual captain who drove that shit.
Damn.
So
passionate man.
James Cameron really loves Titanic. He has a lot to say. If you guys haven't seen those interviews, they're like 17 minutes long each one. Like he goes into depth with all this. I think my thing when it came down to hearing this topic was more like, I understand that James Cameron knows about this stuff and he's very versed and all that stuff. But like, when I heard the whole clip, so if you guys want to hear the whole interview, like I said, they're on YouTube. Go check it out. Listen to the way that he said it himself. But when he was like, oh yeah, well, I've clocked more time down there, and then he was able to do this and that. And I think at one point in one of his interviews, he also had said that like he warned people about Ocean Gate, I guess, because Ocean Gate was, doing this unregulated or something. That I guess they didn't pass certain certifications. And he was like, oh, I would have said something, but things, he thought people were smarter than him. So like I said, I mean, asking him is cool, I guess, from like a certain perspective, but I don't know, asking a filmmaker about, these people's lives and their implosions instead of just having scientists be more highlighted than, you know, James Cameron. I was just more like, this. It's a funny world that we're living in.
Well, I don't know, because if he knows what he's talking about, why not take word? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he's not a scientist. Maybe they should have had someone tell them, someone very high credited, you know what I mean? Someone like Bill Nye or somebody, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but if he knows what he's talking about, and he, like, as arrogant as this sounds, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if he knows what he's talking about, there should have been something to be like, well, not only does he not know what he's talking about, you know what I mean, but he just makes movies. That's probably what they were thinking, you know what I mean? They were like, what does he know about what we're doing over here, you know?
That's yeah.
But if, I mean, film directors, and even, you know, this is the same thing, actors, you know what I mean? They're not, like, when an actor picks up like a military role, and, you know, they do military training, and they put themselves through hell, and then he's not really a military man, but he has lived in those shoes for a little bit, so he understands, like, basic stuff, you know? I think they just should have been a little bit more, what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? Like, somebody should have just asked him something, you know what I mean? But yeah, him understanding that he isn't a complete expert nor a scientist just really just makes you think, like, okay, he's not all that arrogant, you know what I mean?
Yeah. At least he does his research and actually goes down there, and you know, like how he says, like, I guess he's actually been down there multiple times, and here he is, you know. One thing that, you know, that I thought was interesting, at least from when they were talking to him when he was on that Good Morning America, there's a video right here, I'll let you see it, but he basically, you know, the way he describes the similarity of, like, the Titanic being sunk there, and then at one point a naval vessel or a submarine was sunk there, depending on whether you believe the theories or not, or conspiracy theories, whatever. And then now that this happened in the same spot, that, like, he finds it kind of chilling, because he himself told them that this would be dangerous, and I guess he compared it to the captain of the Titanic that happened to as well. And I'm going to show you the clip, but I thought that was pretty interesting.
Well, I've been down there many times, and I know the wreck site very well, as does my friend Bob Ballard. I've made 33 dives. I actually calculated that I've spent more time on the ship than the captain did back in the day. Is first and foremost in our minds the pressure boundary, which is what they call the hull of the sub, that the people go inside, is obviously first and foremost in our minds as engineers. And we spend so much time and energy on that. And we use all the computerized tools available today, finite element analysis. We worked on our sphere for our deep vehicle that went to the Challenger Deep for over 3 years, just in the computer, before we even made the thing. And then, of course, we pressure tested it over and over and over, and so on. So, you know, this is a mature art, and many people in the community were very concerned about this sub, and a number of the top players in the deep submergence engineering community even wrote letters to the company saying that what they were doing was too experimental to carry passengers, and that needed to be certified, and so on. So I'm struck by the similarity of the Titanic disaster itself, where the captain was repeatedly warned about ice ahead of his ship, and yet he steamed at full speed into an ice field on a moonless night, and many people died as a result. And for a very similar tragedy where warnings went unheeded to take place at the same exact site, with all the diving that's going on all around the world, I think it's just astonishing.
But yeah, so that it's insane. He knows a lot. He that weird, hey, you know, there's icebergs, don't go full steam, and they continued, and, you know, wound up becoming a tragedy. Some people took it as a meme, but, you know, hey, we'll do what we can around here, I guess.
I don't know. I feel like this should be like a thing, you know, like as poetic as he might sound, and as tragic as it is, this sort of stuff should just stop being explored. Like, I know it shouldn't.
What? Don't go down in the ocean anymore?
Well, don't go down. Like, go down in the ocean, but stop trying to check out the Titanic. You know what I mean? It's clearly not working out.
It's haunted. Has to be haunted.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it should be forbidden, kind of like the Bermuda Triangle.
Do people get lost in there too?
Yeah, it's like a dead zone.
No, well, I mean, I've heard about it, but I don't know if it's like true. Is that true?
It's like a dead
Is
zone.
that like a conspiracy theory, or is that like real? Like,
I think
should people get
that's
lost?
real. It's like it's a dead zone.
It goes into like an alternate dimension or something.
Who knows? I don't know where it goes. I just know it's a dead zone.
Somebody should ask James Cameron. I'm sure he would.
He'll figure it out. He'll make some movie.
He's gonna dive deep into the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah,
but with a PlayStation controller.
Fuck. Such a weird thing.
Yeah. But either which way, James Cameron being that voice to, to put people's minds at ease, I guess, because I've seen a lot of people commenting on it, looking at it, listening to him more than experts that I was actually watching on the news and stuff like that. And I was like, why? I mean, I guess James Cameron can be that guy. I mean, he's very, when I could honestly listen to him talk about the submarine for hours and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that. Only because like he has a very soothing, very respectable voice.
He knows what he's talking about for sure. He that's the thing. He doesn't sound like a dumbass. You know what I mean? He actually knows what he's saying.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He's
part
of that whole community.
But it's true. You know what? And he'll advocate to make sure people still keep diving and stuff. But honestly, don't go down there. The fucking ocean is a scary place. You guys haven't seen the Meg movies? What the fuck?
Piranha.
Jaws. That new one with Kristen Stewart, the one that you were telling me about.
Oh, underwater.
Yeah, I gotta watch that one. I haven't watched it, but that one. Meg 2. That one hasn't came out yet, but it's coming out. Cocaine Shark. I don't know if anybody watched that one.
I don't know if that one. That one's human error. I don't know if that one's part of it.
You seen that video? The one where like it was over there off the coast of like India or something like that. Some Indian dude was like getting ate by a shark. And then the people on the beach that were recording were like, justice for him. And they pulled the shark out and just mauled the shark. I was like, what the hell? Like, they started beating the shit out of the shark. I was like, what?
Tell your friends.
I know. Like, you guys were in his territory. He was just hungry. And then the shark was just like, what are all these snacks coming to do to me? And he was like, got
getting his shit rocked on land.
Man.
He's like, I can't breathe and I'm getting my ass whooped.
I don't know what's gonna happen first, me blacking out or getting stabbed to death. I don't know. James Cameron being that voice, very good. Moving on though, we wound up hearing new evidence, eyewitnesses coming out for Jonathan Majors' case. Now it hasn't gone to trial yet, but the lawyer and Jonathan Majors say now that they're prepared to, if necessary, with this new evidence that Jonathan Majors' lawyer has come up with. This is the evidence that was presented to the DA. I guess in the beginning that they kept saying that they were moving the goalposts, saying that the DA is racist, that this is a colored situation and not a situation of anything else.
They're making a big thing, yeah.
So the new evidence that came up. This is from the eyewitness testimonies and from what was presented from Major's lawyer. So first piece of evidence was the driver of the car that took Majors and Jabari from the Brooklyn bar the night of the alleged assault. He's ready to testify that he never saw or heard Majors raise a hand or voice at Jabari, and that as Majors tried to get away from her, she pulled on and ripped his coat. Another witness, a small group of women who recognized the Creed 3 star during the altercation, hugged him and took a selfie with him in the midst of everything. Another piece of evidence, do you want to comment on any of the two pieces of evidence right there so far?
It sounds very convenient.
A group of women recognized him on the street, took pictures in the midst of everything, like domestic abuse was happening, and they were just like, quick pic.
Yeah, he was like, hold on, woman, take pictures with them, and then he just goes back. What'd you say? Like, no, bro.
Interesting. The driver of the car that took him, the Uber, says that Jabari was the aggressor, his girlfriend, tugging on his coat even.
Okay.
Another piece of evidence: the bartender at Lucy's nightclub at the Moxie Hotel in Manhattan, who remembered Jabari's British accent and would testify that Jabari was having a great time and that he recalled no bleeding ear or bruised finger, reported to the Root. Jabari, and who we know now to be 3 of the people who witnessed the altercation between she and Majors that night all went to Lucy's later that evening in different security camera footage. She can be seen using her allegedly injured right hand to shuffle through the wallet for her credit card, handle her cell phone, hold a menu, clink champagne glasses with her friends, write and hand a note to the DJ, give what appears to be a fist bump into the air on the dance floor, and finally sign a check. Damn, the bartender was paying close attention to Jabari.
Yeah,
like,
he
real.
He was just like, wait a minute, what's her deal? And then saw everything she did.
He was like, damn, that's Jabari next to the Creed 3 star.
He was probably just mad jealous. He was like, who is this chick with him? And then was like checking her out the whole time.
My boy, like the cop wasn't like, and why were you watching her fist bump the air at night on the dance floor?
He's like, it was a quiet bar. I don't know.
and you were still able to see her pass a note to the DJ?
For real. How far is the bar to the DJ?
Yeah. I need to see a scale of that room because sometimes, I'm just saying, bartenders drink a little bit too. And so you can't tell me a night of normal, you have a couple stars in your nightclub, people is going to buy you a drink. You're going to have one or another. I know when I'm intoxicated, I can barely see what the fuck's in front of me. So I don't know. I'm not trying to these don't sound 100%.
That doesn't sound right. Especially a bar in crowded, with crowded people. Bartenders are either making drinks or they're literally handing people's money. So I don't think that out of any time he was really, unless he's like got 4 fucking eyes and he can shake cocktails with both hands and still pay attention to other people.
That room had to be limited to at least 25 people for him to be able to pay attention to one person.
For real.
That's great. If I was the manager of that bar, I would have been like, why were you paying attention to her so hard? Like,
exactly. Do your fucking job.
Yeah. You should have been shaken, not stirred type shit. You feel me? Another piece of evidence. The building handyman. Wow.
What the fuck?
Hold on. Wait.
He was like, I gotta fix this light. What are they doing down there?
Looks down. He's like, oh no, Majors.
No domestic abuse going on down there.
Majors ain't whooping nobody. That the building handyman of their shared triplex penthouse, who accompanied Majors when he arrived hours later to help him unlock a walk-in closet door where Jabari was allegedly found half naked and passed out on the floor.
Word?
Wait, let me read that again. The building handyman of their shared triplex penthouse who accompanied Majors when he arrived. So he arrived hours later to the house. Was that after he got arrested? Oh, he got arrested.
He got arrested the morning after.
Oh, the morning after. That's right. So he hours later to help unlock and walk in a closet door where Jabari was allegedly found half naked and passed out on the floor. So Jabari went home before him while he was being questioned by the police or something, and Jabari went home and passed out.
Probably.
That one's a weird one.
That does sound a little weird.
That's a weird turn of events.
I'm assuming it happened around the night, around the same night. I'm not a lawyer.
It would have to have happened in the same night because if he did get arrested in the next morning, that means that he did go home. So if they were like, oh, we're done questioning you, you can go home. Mm-hmm. We're going to keep Majors a little bit at the police station or whatever, because he did go down there to go answer questions and stuff like that. And then they let him go. And then they wound up arresting him in the morning.
Yeah. So then that would mean he got home. She was probably still shit-faced talking to the police then.
No, because he got home after her. So she probably went home, probably was getting undressed or whatever, and just fell asleep in the closet. Because she was probably super drunk.
That's why. She would have been talking to the police drunk.
Yeah, the police would have had dropped her off.
Yeah, and then they would have taken her home. She probably was, like you said, getting undressed and then just crashed.
Yeah. Okay. And then final piece of evidence, an unidentified witness who was on the phone with Majors as he came back to his penthouse, spending the night at a hotel, and found Jabari in his closet. So not only was the handyman, but also some random unidentified witness was there as well to see Jabari in the closet
on the phone. I guess he was talking to them on the phone.
Oh,
when he found her.
Oh, so he was probably like,
she's on the ground.
Hey, this bitch crazy, and then he opens the door. Oh shit, she's on the floor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay.
Damn. Some of these don't sound.
The handyman.
The handyman a little too sketchy. The bartender sounds a little too sketchy.
Maybe the driver of the car driver.
The Uber probably makes more sense. The Uber driver.
He probably has a better sight of what probably happened.
Yeah.
The small group of women who took pictures, who probably don't really give a shit or care about what's happening. That
probably don't even remember that.
Yeah.
They're just like, hey, I got a picture with Jonathan Majors.
Exactly. And then there was credit card statements, right? So
damn, it just keeps going.
yeah. So there's credit card statements. Jabari charged rounds of shots and an $800 bottle of champagnes to Major's credit card at Lucy's.
Hacking up his credit.
So, and this is all coming from the root. After seeing a breakup text from the magazine Dream Star, she also allegedly charged a taxi ride back to their shared triplex penthouse, where she arrived at 3:23 a.m. according to surveillance footage. Insider also notes that after Major sent the text, he allegedly turned his phone off. In response to it, Jabari allegedly called Majors 32 times and sent several texts accusing him of infidelity. So she got super drunk, paid a bunch of money, started texting and calling Majors saying that he was cheating on her. You know good.
I don't know about all that,
boxer.
Man. I don't know about all that, man. A lot of this sounds interesting. A little made up, if you ask me. But
so they're saying because all the credit cards, but Majors was there. He was there at the bar with them. So anything that they were drinking, he had to have said yes to. Or you're telling me he wasn't keeping track of his credit card. And if he wasn't keeping track of his credit card, well, then that's just something that, that shit rich people do, because he was probably like, here, go get us more drinks.
If he was entertaining people and she was just going to the bar to get drinks.
Yeah. And keep the party going, and that's what it was supposed to happen.
That's supposed to be his lady, right? So.
And then during the party or whatever, she probably started getting messages saying, "Hey, caught your man cheating" or something, and she probably started like, "Hey," in the club or whatever. And I could see, alcohol causing something like that to happen. So this one could be possible if they can prove it, but I think them spinning it to be like, oh, well, she was super drunk.
They need like footage of that.
Yeah. So, and that's what it's gonna move on to the next part, where they actually have surveillance footage and body cam footage that they wanted to play. So the surveillance footage is from the street corner where Majors was allegedly got out of the car during the altercation. Footage from Lucy's nightclub, from their shared penthouse, the penthouse elevator footage. All show that Jabari was allegedly the aggressor who didn't show any signs of an injury to her hand or ear before heading back to the penthouse. She argued that Jabari instead took a fall while alone in Major's penthouse apartment after drinking and taking sleeping pills. So so does the camera show that she was taking pills? No, right? So you can't really use that. That wouldn't be probable.
The camera would show
that Jabari was the aggressor who didn't show any signs of injury to her hand or ear heading back to the penthouse.
Yeah. So that means he didn't lay a hand on her.
Afterwards, yeah. That means that she didn't have any bruises.
Yeah.
She argued
the camera would show that, not her taking the pills. I don't think.
She argued that Jabari instead took a fall while alone in Majors' penthouse apartment after drinking and taking sleeping pills. So she got home after the fact.
Yeah.
Took sleeping pills while she was drunk.
Probably crashed herself into like a wall or something.
And that's where she fell asleep in the closet.
With her injuries. She injured herself.
Yeah, because she fell or something.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in the closet she fell?
Maybe, yeah. Hit a sharp thing or whatever.
Hit a couple racks or railings.
Mm-hmm.
Police body cam footage. Insider says the NYPD body-worn camera video turned over to the lawyer, Major's lawyer, by prosecutors shows a disorientated seeming Jabari telling cops and paramedics that she had drank to the point of throwing up in the bed and had taken several sleeping tablets. The defense lawyer said in the letter Jabari had no idea why her finger was bruised and her ear was bloody. Major's lawyer said in the letter, instead telling first responders, "I don't know," 19 times, she also asked what happened to my finger to one of the cops when she was alone with him. Major's lawyer told insiders, saying that the police body cam footage showed Jabari looking down at her hand as if discovering the injury for the first time. Major's lawyer said in the letter that Jabari also told the officers that she started a fight in the car because she saw a text from another girl, wanted to see his phone, and tried to grab his phone. But then the cops keep asking her if he hit her, punched her. Major's lawyers told Insider at one point the body cam footage, the cop who would end up swearing out the original assault complaint, can be seen on the video touching his throat several times while questioning what Majors did, as if coaching her. Major's lawyer alleges in the letter, but the police videos do not show any visible injury to Jabari's neck, the lawyer said.
Damn, so the cop could have been bullshitting?
The cop could have been what the lawyer is stating, that, you know, he saw an altercation, saw a black man. This is what the letter that we said in a previous podcast was basically indicating, that the police saw a black man and a domestic abuse case and automatically took the woman's side and basically got aggressive with Majors because he was a beefy, you know, black man on the street, basically.
Yeah.
You know, he's a big dude. He's a big body, right? So if homeboy feels intimidated and Majors has been drinking and probably not 100% listening at the same time, you know, unless, like I said, that's why we got to see body cam footage, because nothing in my head screams Majors was calm and collected during the situation either. You know what I mean? If she was yelling at him, talking about that he's cheating, whatever, blah, 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 he was obviously going to be heated himself from defending himself for whatever it was happening in the car at the time. And then, you know, obviously it was going to translate to the cop as well, because the cop was asking him questions and telling him what to do. And, you know, he has money as well, so he's not going to feel the need to want to listen.
Yeah. Interesting new evidence, I think. Depending on how they spin it, this could look really good.
This has to have hit like a 50-50, right? Still, like I don't think any. Does this change you or sway you? Does it make you feel like a little bit more innocent, guilty?
If I feel like it's a lot more of like they're trying to do a lot to prove his innocence. You know what I mean? Which
bringing in the handyman now.
Which if he was innocent, he wouldn't need all this evidence. I understand he's a black man in Hollywood, you know, and this could look bad, so he kind of needs the evidence. But at the same time, like, there's a lot of moving pieces going on around here where it's more of like his story has to corroborate every single thing, otherwise he's, you know, not innocent.
Yeah.
So I don't think it sways my opinion too much. It is a lot of good, or not good stuff, but it is a lot of interesting stuff on his part. So, I mean, yeah, no, it's still 50-50. Like, it's up in the air still. This could give him that edge to be innocent, though.
Yeah.
And I'll have my king.
Hopefully you get to keep your king. I mean, this evidence, like I said, I don't think this evidence really sways me to believe him a little bit more. I think that there is evidence in there that can make a case for him, like you said, but I just, some things do seem far-fetched. Like the dude on the phone that you were talking to, and, you know, he just so happened to have been on the phone with you when you found her on the floor. And on top of that, you had the handyman who unlocked the door for you. Like, you don't have keys to your own house? What do you mean? Are you telling me, like, you couldn't unlock your own door or something, you know? Unless you didn't have a spare key, or, you know, your girl had both keys and you didn't have any keys on you by the time you got home. I don't know.
I mean, if you're drunk and fumbling, you know, I don't know.
I would assume both of them would have keys in case one of them wanted to leave early or for whatever reason. You know what I mean? I would assume. Like I said, we don't know everything. We're just going by what the evidence is, I guess. And with this, it doesn't sway me. But, I mean, does it sway y'all, I guess? I don't know.
Does this new evidence that we talked about make you think Jonathan Majors is more innocent? Does this paint him more in a bad light because of all the hoops they're trying to make him juggle through to seem innocent? I'm really curious on what you guys think, though.
Yeah, and Majors does want this to go to trial just so he can prove his innocence, because nobody's budging in this case. So, I mean, he wants it to go to trial so it could be seen. Yeah, he wants people to see. I would have just leaked it a long time ago, like how we talked about. But, hey, we're we'll see what happens this week. There should be an update by this week.
Yeah, for sure.
What the decision might be, and who knows, we might get another televised celebrity trial, and it'll be fun to watch, and we'll give you guys coverage on that one if you guys want. So let us know. Moving on, though, one thing that is probably dead in the water due to the Flash's box office is Michael Keaton's Batman Beyond movie. So Kevin Smith wound up talking to I believe it was a podcast, basically revealing that Michael Keaton's Batman Beyond movie was in development, saying that this was his quote: "I was hoping that it did better than it did because Michael Uslin's kid said that if the movie did well as the Batman opened at 130 million. One of the next Batman movies they're going to make is Batman Beyond with Michael Keaton." So I was like, oh my God, now I hope this movie makes a lot of money.
Sounds like generated hype to me.
Yeah, because I've seen a lot of people on Twitter saying like, oh, we should have gotten this and blah, 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 but I don't hear a lot of people clamoring for Michael Keaton's Batman. I don't hear anybody saying like, oh, this is my Batman, except for like one person on Twitter because of that scene in The Flash where, he fights Namek. But I'm like, no, you guys didn't even leave leeway within the movie to even make a Batman Beyond movie. You know what I mean?
There's no Neo Gotham. There's nothing like that. It's 2013 where he is. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no way. By the time he ends up where Bruce was, he's already like 60, 70 Keaton Batman. You know what I mean? By the time he ends up where he does, he'd be older than that, and it doesn't work. The timeline doesn't work. Also, this is one of those things where your movie shouldn't have to succeed to make another movie. You know what I mean? Unless it's a sequel, like a direct sequel. But this just sounds like hype. I remember that we kind of confirmed this in a couple long episodes ago when we heard that this was canceled too.
Yeah, because this was
like during the Batgirl era.
Exactly. This was Hamada's plan, and this was something that I just want to clear up for those that listen to us, because a lot of people were making a big deal about this, saying like, oh, real DC fans should have went to watch the movies, blah, blah, blah. We got in whatever, Batman Beyond. But during Hamada's time, nobody wanted this because this was where it was supposed to lead. It was supposed to go to Batgirl. He was supposed to pass the mantle, and then eventually he was going to come back as Batman, Batman Beyond, whatever, and be that Batman. But we collectively said no, and Zaslav canned the script a long time ago.
Yeah.
So it's weird that it's being brought up again. I think this just highlights, I guess, a desperation that they're just trying to blame it, and I think Warner Brothers is trying to make people go and watch the movie, kind of like we seen. The Flash isn't doing too good. It dropped like about 72%. This is the second weekend at the time of recording, and it dropped about 72% on the second weekend.
The second biggest drop, the first drop like this was Morbius.
Yeah,
funny thing.
Yeah, so I don't think we're ever gonna get this Batman Beyond movie. And to be honest, who's clamoring it with? Who wants it with Keaton? I'm just saying, look, overrated as fuck Batman. I tell you that much right now. I'd say Keaton is good for nostalgia, but that's about it. I wouldn't want to see him as our Batman Beyond. Regardless,
they can pick. Well, I mean, he's not the Batman Beyond. You know what I mean? He's just old Bruce Wayne. But even then, I don't think I'd want him there either in that role. You know what I mean? It's his time in the light has passed. Pick someone old enough to be Batman. It's to be that guy, someone who we know is seasoned and we believe when he says, "Oh,
Keaton is seasoned, all right."
Well, no, I mean like a seasoned, but also like very much can deliver that Bruce Wayne, thing.
Yeah,
Keaton can't do that anymore. Some would argue he never had it, but like.
Are you some?
Shut up. No. But I don't know. And even then, I kind of feel like as DC fans, we probably don't deserve this movie.
What do you mean we don't? We don't? Why we?
Well, not we, but like
you don't deserve it.
No,
because you like Black Adam.
DC fans,
and you were happy about the Flash until DC
came out. DC fans don't deserve it because we've said it before.
You know what? You're DC fans.
Listen to me. Will you let me finish my thought?
I just thought about it. Yeah, go ahead.
Fuck, man. That I think I do, but other people don't be showing up to these movies, and I'm kind of done being done dirty by these movies. We don't deserve this fucking movie.
I'm saying you're DC fans because listen here. You generated hype for this movie hella, and then towards the end when it was being released, that's when you abandoned all hope for it.
I still saw it.
You did give it a try. So.
I still went to go see it.
Yeah,
I was hyped, and then my hype died out because of my own personal feelings. Like, that's just how it goes. But I was still along for the ride. It's not like I was like, nah, I don't even want to see it, and then didn't see it. No, I still went to go watch it. Like, it's different.
I guess you have a point there. I guess I can't say nothing about that. But yeah, no, I wasn't excited for a Batman Beyond movie. I don't think anybody was, in my opinion. But I mean, whoever was, let us know who you are, because
I don't even know who could play a good Terry McGinnis. If I'm being honest.
Who?
Terry McGinnis.
Oh, that's his name.
That's Batman Beyond. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know it like that.
What do you mean? You grew up with the cartoon, didn't you?
Yeah, but I don't remember it like that. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Oh yeah, that's why. So
I think it only had 2 seasons or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember it like that. It was good. I remember watching it on Saturday mornings on the WB one. It was very nice. But yeah, it wasn't like the Batman animated series was my shit. I used to like that one better. Okay. It's kind of like
they're all connected.
When everybody,
they're all connected.
I know, but it's kind of like now they're making you give a shit about Spider-Man 2099, but before I really didn't give a shit. Like I didn't even know he was Miguel at one point. I thought, and people were making a big thing that he was like darker or something, or he was like a darker color, and they lightened him up for the movie. But I was like, does it really matter? Did anybody really care about him before?
In the comics, he's lighter. I prefer that.
Well, somebody put a picture up showing that he was like darker, but I was like, I mean,
that was from an old ass comic.
I was about to say, like, if it's from an older comic, maybe they just didn't have the lighter ink. You know what I mean? Like, it was much darker.
A lot of people don't know that. Even then, like his suit, it's blue and red now, but it was supposed to be black and red.
Oh, it is black and red?
It used to be black. It was supposed to be black and red, but because of how the old comics were made and shading, I'll show you the comic cover, but it's blue. It looks blue. It was meant to be black, but because of just how shading works, they were like, oh, we'll just change it to red and blue so it doesn't confuse people. But it was supposed to be red and black.
Oh, okay. That sounds like it would have went hard, to be honest.
Yeah, but people rarely know that. You know,
I don't like the in the Spider-Man game they put the white and red in there. I don't like that.
Yeah, that suit is ass.
Yeah, that shit looks ugly.
Reading in the comics, the way he gets it is retarded too. So.
Seems like it'll get dirty hella quick. Moving on though, we wound up getting a funny story from Samuel L. Jackson. So, Secret Invasion is out right now. If you guys haven't seen it, I know I haven't. Have you watched the first episode? Yeah. We'll probably do a review if you guys want us to do that. I haven't gotten around to it. I've kind of lost faith in Marvel, but I'll probably get around to it when.
I like the first episode.
Maybe when a couple episodes come out, I'll probably.
I like the first one. The first one was pretty good.
Yeah, solid. Very solid entry.
I like it's very spy espionage stuff.
Winter Soldier vibes or Phase 4 vibes?
No, like Winter Soldier vibes.
Bucky and Winter Soldier vibes?
No, like the movie.
No, I'm just saying like Bucky and Winter Soldier vibes.
Well, there's not a lot of comedy in it.
No? Okay, very good. Yeah, I gotta watch it. But he talking to Entertainment Weekly on their little roundtable, he basically says that Marvel has gotten so far and taken different measures and different lengths to basically stop leaks, going as far as saying that they shoot down drones when they're recording their movies. I guess one of the worst examples that Samuel L. Jackson had to say was, he says he remembers he was going to go do Avengers. Someone printed out a copy of the Avengers script. They had watermarked it and they put it. They had it on online for sale. They were shooting in Canada at the time, so the production office printed it out. They found out who it was. The dude quit, left the country, and they set up a fake buy to buy the script, and he never showed up. So it was a big deal. I'm assuming it would have been an employee who was able to get their hands on something like this. But I mean, Kevin Feige not allowing leaks to come through at all, but let the biggest one, Tom Holland and Mark Ruffalo, get away and live to tell the tale.
Yeah, when actors do it, it's different, but when it's fans who do it, it's a problem apparently.
Still trying to figure out the Quantumanium leaker too.
For real, they are. We know they have this whole.
Some people thinking it's the writers though. That's just fucking crazy.
Oh my goodness! If
Jeff
it turns out
Loveness.
it's him, if it's him, dude, it's gonna be funny.
It was an inside job all along.
For real. That's what I imagine where most leaks come from. You got people in there making quick buck off of things like this. Interesting story though.
Yeah, they make money off leaks and stuff.
Yeah. So like I'd imagine this inside job. You don't want your movie leaked. It happens, unfortunately.
You'd think that they would. Well, I mean, like I said, Fahey taking measures into his own hands, having people shoot down drones is fucking.
Shooting down
crazy.
drones is crazy. Because like they wouldn't have to pay for it after that. You know what I mean? Or I don't think so.
No, it's trespassing. It's in their place where they're renting or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Shooting down drones is just tattoo. Just imagine you're like, oh wow, Tony Stark, and then all black. You know what I mean? And then you just see Fahey with a cigar on a sniper rifle. Just I don't know, man.
Well, then, like, we still get set pictures of things like that. You know what I mean? And it's some of those be leaking.
I feel like they're intentional leaks. I feel like they're, to generate hype. I think Marvel knows that leaks are kind of the way to get people hyped without showing them a trailer and making opinions. So, like, I noticed, and I was talking about this. I forgot who I was talking about this to. I think it was like a coworker or something. But the way that I noticed marketing has been going is that they wait till the very end. They basically do what Eminem does, right? Eminem just kind of drops music.
Yeah.
But they know that movies don't work that way, that some general audiences need to see. Yeah, general audiences need to see something. You could just drop a movie, but it has to be the most anticipated movie out there, and like people got to catch wind quick, and it has to be super good. Yeah. Like there's so many factors that need to be nailed in order for it to be a successful launch for something like that. But they basically figured out that if you give somebody a trailer and give them enough time to pick at that trailer, they can shit on the movie, figure out the movie nowadays in 2.3 seconds, and just fucking formulate an opinion before they walk into that fucking theater.
Yeah.
That's why I felt like The Flash, that shit was so detrimental from the jump, because everybody already seen it on Twitter or whatever, and like nobody was curious to go see it. They were like, well, we already seen it. I'll wait for streaming. You know what I mean? And so what they do now is that they do little set leaks, and they kind of show the costumes, and people are like, oh, comic accurate. Oh, yeah, they're going to be the best, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then when the trailer comes out, they're like, I don't know if this person's not giving, you know what I mean? All this and that. They're not, they don't have superhero energy, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I feel like they've caught on knowing that people judge hella hard when they have enough time to judge. You know what I mean?
It's an interesting way to put it. Yeah, I can imagine that too. Yeah,
yeah.
They're not dumb. They get it.
Yeah, it's just very. It's a weird time that we're in. Nobody. You can't let anybody sit with their own thoughts anymore because they turn to us. They make a podcast and just fucking start talking.
Yeah, but it's different. we do it right. They decide to be like throwing out theories and stuff. Us, I feel like we're just like, that's cool. We don't need to theorize and be like, ooh, what is this movie gonna be about? Like we could just be like, you know what? We know when a trailer kind of shows too much, and then we know when a trailer is just right. You know what I mean?
No, I feel like we do that, man. We did that. I did that with the Flash. I did it with the Flash.
That's because you don't like that fucking movie. No, the Oppenheimer trailer was really good, and then when we saw the Fast X one. We saw the Fast X one. We were like, this shows the full fucking movie.
That's what I'm saying. It's with certain trailers, and I think that's where companies are not figuring out where to stop that too. Is like, how long do we make these trailers, and what do we put in there? Will it give away the whole movie? Because a lot of people say nowadays you can watch the whole movie from a trailer. You know what I mean? There's so much marketing that gets pushed out and everything. Like, The Flash had so many trailers that you could have kind of pinpointed exactly what, like when I was watching it, I was like, oh yeah, I seen this in the trailer. The only one that I didn't see was that, which I think that was the clip from like the original ending. It was like where Supergirl was like in the city with like the city background around her. That was supposed to be like a piece of the clip of the ending or whatever. Mm-hmm. That never made it into the movie, but most of the time you can figure out what the movie is. Like Oppenheimer, you did not know what the fuck's happening in Oppenheimer. Like you know what the movie's about, but you don't know what the fuck's happening. That trailer just left you guessing. The No Hard Feelings one with Jennifer Lawrence, you kind of figured what you're gonna get with that one. You know what I mean? You don't know what the whole movie's about, but you kind of figure what you're getting with that one. Fast X, I already know what the movie was about. My man was trying to. Batman is trying to capture Joker, basically. You know what I mean? And Batman has a son who he allows to rack up a body count at such a young age. It's fucking crazy.
Fuck. It got dark real quick.
Yeah, and they put it in the trailer too.
Back to Samuel L. Jackson. That's an interesting story. I'd be mad as fuck. Like I know like how would you know where to not fly your drone? You know what I mean? Before it gets shot down.
Just imagine you're just having fun with your kid flying your drone around. And then you accidentally stumble on a Marvel production.
You just fucking boom, fucking your drone falls out the sky. You're
sorry,
like,
Timmy.
You're like, what the fuck, bro?
My bad, Timmy. No more drones for you, Timmy. Yeah. So taking Marvel security very seriously, Samuel L. Jackson is the real Nick Fury, or maybe Kevin Feige is. Who knows? Moving on though, Bryan Cranston wound up coming out saying that a Malcolm in the Middle reunion might be in the works. Doesn't know if it's a TV show, doesn't know if it might be a movie, but we are getting a reunion, and I, for one, am excited. I fucking love this show. I grew up with this show. Cool. This is the one that gets me right in the feels, and I'll fucking watch this shit. But if they ruin it for me, oh God, if they ruin it for me, I'm gonna be so mad. I will be livid. So, Bryan Cranston basically says, yes, I would say, asking if he would come back and how likely he thinks a return of Malcolm in the Middle would be. He says, yes, I would say that on a scale from 1 to 10, I'd say an 8 that we'll do a reunion movie or show something. And yes, we have been working on concepts of stories, plots, and things like that.
Jeez. Yeah, I think a reunion would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
that would be nice.
We got to see everybody though. Yeah. Dewey, the mom. I need to see Francis's wife. The what's her name? The Indian chick.
Can't remember her name.
Damn. What's her name?
Can't remember her name.
I don't think the grandma's alive anymore. R.I.P. But it's fine. We don't need her in the show. It's okay.
It'll be funny as like she shows up. She's still alive after all these years.
Yeah, no. Who else? Yeah, Reese. We got to see Reese. Jamie, and then at the end of the show, they were supposed to have one more baby. Mm-hmm. So we need to see another child, or at least one grown or something like that. Yeah, I would 100% be down for this. I would need this today.
Yeah,
injected into my veins.
That sounds
please.
fucking. Yeah, no, that shit sounds funny. I want to know if they'd even get the dude to play Malcolm to come back.
Frankie Muniz? I'm pretty sure he'll come back.
Like hasn't he been on like a big acting hiatus?
Yeah, he does NASCAR.
Yeah, he's a NASCAR racer now.
Yeah, and then at one point I guess he had a head injury where he forgot most of his childhood on Malcolm in the Middle. But I'm like, it just comes with age, bro. You just forget shit. I'm sure that was just your childhood. You know what I mean? I'm sure it wasn't like, oh, you're gonna go to work on the set of Malcolm in the Middle. It was probably like, oh, you gotta go play around with your brother or something on set, whatever, blah blah. You know, because child stars, I would assume it kind of becomes like a family, having to see them every single day.
It all like blends in, yeah.
Because you got to think like 8 hours a day, you got to see these people. Like as an adult, having to see coworkers 8 hours a day, you kind of build a bond with them. Imagine a child having to work with people and children and stuff like that. That their age they see grow up as time goes on. I would assume it'd be kind of like a family thing. I would hope they would communicate like family when they're older. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get you. That makes sense.
I don't know. I don't know. That's just me. I would hope that in my heart, because Malcolm in the Middle is like a great show to me. I fucking love this show, so I would hope that they're a family. If they turn out that they don't talk to each other in real life and they hate each other for their whole entire careers, I'd be like, the illusion is over.
They're real good actors.
Yeah, the illusion's over, bro. But yeah, Malcolm in the Middle coming through with a reboot, hopefully. So fingers crossed on that one.
Yeah.
Excitement all through my body. But like I told you before, The Flash is not doing too good. 73% drop, like I said. You said 72% earlier, but as of right now, at the time of recording, it's at a 73% drop. Nobody's going to watch this movie. No Hard Feelings wound up taking top spot with Across the Spider-Verse taking second spot for the weekend, and The Flash hitting third place. But that caused a massive panic over there at Warner Bros. Because they are now looking to negotiate and sell $500 million of their film and TV music publishing assets, covering from a wide catalog right there in Warner Brothers. They have music from Purple Rain, Evita, Sweeney Todd, several Batman movies, Casablanca as time goes by, even more movies on the list, 100 layoffs across Discovery and Turner Brands. And this is not the only thing that's hurting it. They have a massive debt, but also the writer's strike, them not being able to put out certain productions, not keep things flowing, is causing a ripple in their already crippled regime. Obviously, when Zaslav bought this company, it was broken already. Mm-hmm. It was already on crutches. Writer's strike is not being too kind to them, as well as this Flash movie is not being too kind. They banked big with this one, and it just did not work out in their favor. So now they're scrambling, and they're selling their music.
Oh, man.
How the mighty fallen.
For real. Fucking get it together. Come on. The Flash, you begged a lot on that motherfucker. Very stupid, but hey, you win some, you lose some. Selling your music is fucking insane. I've never thought I'd be alive to see a company be in this debt. This much debt, you know what I mean? It's so weird. Such a weird thing. Because I don't even own a fucking company, and I can't even fathom being in debt like that.
Well, they owe shit to the fucking Decepticons at this point. They just haven't been making right financial decisions. You know, we see a lot of people on Twitter, they say about canceling shows, that Warner Brothers cancels a lot of shows. They're not like Netflix. I don't believe that they cancel shows to the point where like Netflix is, but you know, Lovecraft Country, that was a show that was very popular that they canceled on one season. Westworld was very popular. I know people are asking for it back. From the movie side, we have a lot of people asking for sequels. You have this little Snyderverse fan base that's happening right now. You have James Gunn's people that, Warner Brothers has been in this game for so long. They have so many places that they need to feed, and it just seems like they're like, damn, too many mouths to feed, man. I'm tired of this shit. It's too much. While Disney's trying to feed everybody, fucking Warner Brothers just like, fuck you and your kids. Like, I don't want to. We are allergic to money at this point, kind of thing. So, them having to sell this $500 million is nothing to the billions of dollars that they owe.
They're so desperate, man.
It's like the Titanic. No pun intended. I know we're talking about it before, but like it's like the Titanic. It hits the iceberg, and they're just like duct tape.
You will keep chugging along.
Duct tape.
Full steam ahead. Oh fuck, man. I've never heard of this before. We've heard of selling IPs and actual rights, but music, it's the bottom of the barrel. Music.
My thing is that
I will give you $20 for the whole Man of Steel music, though. $20.
The rights to it?
Yes.
Damn, I would want Superman's theme as our theme song from there on there.
That'd be fucking cool. We can use it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call up WB right now.
No. The Flash part in Zack Snyder's Justice League. That one.
Oh, that one's a good one too.
Yeah.
Did they own that one?
Huh?
Were they on that one?
Yeah. Junkie XL and Hans Zimmer made that one.
Okay.
We need that one. We need
that one. Superman's First Flight. Zod's theme would go pretty hard.
I need that today. Yesterday.
And just, yeah, that would be it.
Perfect. That's what we need. But
$20.
Yeah,
take it or leave it.
These people are in so much debt. There's so much happening. And like I said, writer strike's not being kind to anybody. It sounds like things are coming closer to AI being approved. We haven't heard much from the writer strike yet. None of them have been paid for over a month already. I hope somebody's going out there to check if they're okay.
I really fucking, dude.
It's
Why
it's
can't
a hard
these
time.
companies just pay their fucking people?
Because they want to save money. They want fat bonuses for the people up top.
Fucking ridiculous.
Money talks. Warner Brothers in debt limbo. We'll see what happens with them. They have not been making good decisions. So the moment they start making good decisions, this is going to turn all the way the fuck around. But it just seems like they're allergic to learning their lesson. But somebody else who's allergic to learning their lesson is Dave Filoni, because Ahsoka basically, or the lady playing Ahsoka, Rosario Dawson, basically came out saying that Dave Filoni himself said that this is season 5 of Rebels. Now, we talked about this when we were talking about Ahsoka. We saw Ezra Bridger. Everybody was basically saying that it was going to be season 5. But Ahsoka flat out, or Rosario Dawson flat out coming out and saying it, talking to Total Film, she says that it's hard sometimes to tell with the things you read online whether that's actual fact or just some fan fiction. But I'm pretty sure Dave said that this is basically the 5th season of Rebels. So it felt nice to feel sort of a continuation with these people. She's got such a rich history. You can see what with her mission that she has going after Thrawn and believing that he's still alive and holding Ezra in her heart because they have a really beautiful long history as well.
We knew this. Will it throw some people off? Sure. Because now you're telling me we have to go watch Rebels. It's probably a mistake.
If what do you call it? If you guys can't sit through the kiddie stuff, there is a TV guide out there for Rebels where it just like all the essential episodes, the Maul arc, Ahsoka's arc, Ezra Bridger's arcs, the ones that actually lead with end up having character development, because the rest of them are just a bunch of goofy campy episodes. Filler. So if you guys need to watch that, that's fine. There, like I said, just Google it. There's a map layout to how to get through it. Yeah. That's what I had to do.
But this is not news. We figured this. Dave Filoni loves fucking Ahsoka. He loves that shit.
Yeah,
he loves
her.
her.
Yeah.
Can't be mad at that. He wants to continue this.
Now, one thing that people are saying too, that this character right here, that they believe that this is Starkiller. Fact or cap?
People need to let him go. Let him go. He was fun. I admit, he was fun. He was OP. He was fucking chef kiss. But he's not canon. It's time to let him go. Leave him in Legends. Let him go.
Is he too powerful?
Hell yeah. I know for game purposes, they were saying that it's different or whatever. He scales differently to make it fun.
Yeah.
But even then, just leave him alone. Let that be him. You know what I mean? Let your final images of him be him killing Luke and Leia and all them. You know what I mean? In the little DLC that they had.
Okay.
Don't force him into canon, because then people are gonna take that and be like, "Oh, they nerfed him and then he good." Like, fuck you.
So what you're saying is that Star Wars fans can't be trusted with this character.
Basically, exactly. Because then he shows up and they're gonna want like earth bending level shit from him when he's really in reality he's probably gonna get one shot by Ahsoka. You know what I mean? Like it's not a good look. Stop campaigning for this man to be canon. That's my big fucking.
But how crazy would it be is that like Vader's Sith apprentice is against his Clone Wars apprentice? That
shit sounds fun on paper. But if he's not doing half the shit he did in the game, people aren't gonna want it.
I think at that point, you're basically asking Dave Filoni to choose which one is gonna live. And if he chooses wrong, he's gonna have a bunch of backlash. But if he chooses right, he's gonna lose his favorite character.
Exactly.
What a real pickle you put yourself in, Filoni.
Even if you think about it, like canonically, like if you stack them up against each other, yeah, Starkiller's like strong, but his clone is like much stronger. So are we talking his clone or are we talking the OG?
OG against Ahsoka. Who's taking it?
I'll give it to Ahsoka.
You think so?
I'd give it to Ahsoka.
Starkiller?
Mm-hmm. He was strong in the Force, but he's not a good lightsaber combatant. He's not that good until the second one, and even then, that's his clone.
That's true. Oh well, so we think.
Whatever.
They never confirmed it. Remember, they were like, "No, there's no way he could clone such a powerful." But at the end, they proved that he can.
Yeah. See, so even Starkiller might not be canon or extended universe. You know what I mean? So
just leave him out altogether.
They gotta leave him out altogether. Don't do this, because then you get him, and then people were like, well, "What about Darth Revan?" And then like it's this whole thing. Like, shut the fuck up and let the people that know what they're doing let them do their work.
Yeah, if they like, I hear the argument about what's his name, Malegus and Raven and all that, and I'm just like, if Disney brings them into this fold, people are gonna shit on them so hard for them not being how they are in like the game and stuff like that, the Old Republic games and stuff, and it's gonna just turn into like pure chaos.
Exactly. There's no point in that. I'm it'd be cool to see them, sure, but to be tied down by canon and everything else, like, no, the universe it's a big galaxy, but not that big. You know what I mean? Like, keep it to yourself.
Not that big.
Like, I don't understand. Again, it would be very cool to see them in live action, but why would you want that for them?
The repercussions of the fan base is not.
Why can't you?
It's not worth it.
Why can't the image of them be this big, powerful thing in the Star Wars universe outside of canon? You know what I mean? Like, just let that be the image. Don't try to force them in a box, because now they have to abide by the box rules.
Stay away from the box. Pause. Moving on, though.
It's kind of fucking gross.
Moving on, though. If you guys are excited for Ahsoka, let us know. But, hey, Rebel Season 5, go look for that log on Google, honestly. It'll save you time and
help me get through it.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, you'll grasp the same concept, honestly. Moving on, though, one last controversial take before we start wrapping up this episode. Continental producers come out defending John Wick spinoff Mel Gibson decision. So, Mel Gibson, if you haven't seen him around, it's for a reason. Because this man has been blacklisted from Hollywood for forever. Since way back in 2006, when he made Passion of the Christ, and because he wound up directing Passion of the Christ, I don't know if you knew about that, wound up coming out making anti-Semitic remarks due to, obviously what happened with Jesus Christ and stuff like that. Wound up making anti-Semitic remarks back then. He's basically been on a hiatus ever since then for a few years, but then wound up making one little return back in 2008, I believe, or 2010 with he was gonna make a cameo back in The Hangover Part 2, but then he wound up getting into some DUI charges and a domestic abuse charge from his wife, and they made him scrap it altogether. He wound up coming in for Expendables 3 as a villain, where people had to defend him at the time, but then right after that wound up having a couple more anti-Semitic remarks that he had to come out and apologize for. And now we hear that that studios are looking to want to hire him again, bring him back little by little. So when asked why Mel Gibson, why are they giving him a chance, and like, did any of his previous behaviors affect the decision on casting Mel Gibson within this franchise, and the producer basically said no. The decision to hire Mel Gibson, despite his past run-ins with the law and derogatory public statements, it was simply just not a consideration. He said, no, I think he fit the role. He fit what we needed for based on his film past. I'll leave others to debate the other stuff because it's not black and white. It's not a black and white issue, and I don't want to be sound-bited, clickbaited. That's a tricky game to get into. I have my own personal beliefs in life and whatnot about everything, but I'm here to entertain. And earlier in my career, I wasn't so careful, but there's a weight that he brought, the stuff that he brought from his past roles and what he has done that he needed for this role. And I don't think anybody could have fit better. Let's put it that way, just with his chops and his experience.
There you go. Perfect way to do things. Is he right or wrong for saying it? Who cares? Because he's just there to act and do his fucking job. You know what I mean? While most people nowadays would be like, well, studios just shouldn't hire him and this and that for what he said. But again, that kind of takes away from the whole being able to say what you want kind of thing, you know? And granted, he shouldn't have said those things. If he can act his ass off and still get roles, power to him.
I can agree to some degree on what you say, but at the same time, no. I think people need to have some remorse or at least some accountability for their actions. I think people make mistakes. I think if people can learn from their mistakes and apologize and come out, then I think they deserve a second chance. But if they come out and apologize and then they continue to do what they want over and over and over again and you can't trust them anymore, I don't think they should be allowed to, get these roles. Like Mel Gibson, he's been blacklisted for a while. Like I said, I think The Expendables is the only thing he's been in a long time, and that was in 2010. The last featured film I think that he was in was back in Braveheart, and that was made in 95 or 96. So the whole early 2000s, he really wasn't in anything. He probably made like one little cameo or made a bunch of smaller movies or something that didn't even make it to the big screen. He wound up apologizing and all that stuff, but then wound up right before he was going to get a role to cameo in The Hangover, kind of get his career jump-started again, he does something again. In The Expendables, I will say he did do a good job. I think Mel Gibson is a great actor, but I think if you don't have any accountability or no remorse or don't even show that you're not going to do shit like that again is different. And I think apologizing is like completely just like overused.
Well, apologizing gets you where you want, publicly. Like it's the right thing to do, and some people can actually forgive you for that. And being blacklisted is a hell of a thing. For as many years as he was, he did his time. You know what I mean? He laid low. He did what he had to do. Whether he apologizes now is two different things. But like for the director to just be like, it was none of those things weighed in. He was the perfect fit. Like that's kind of how I think some things should just go. You know what I mean? It still makes him a piece of shit, personally. But business-wise, if he can just do his job without saying all those things, then sure. Granted, that's not taken into effect, like, if he does it while he's filming, you know what I mean? And people catch wind and then they cancel it, that's a whole different thing. But if he can, like, stay clean for what he's doing, just let him act.
Okay, so what if he stays clean while he does it? He does a good job, but then afterwards he gets into some shit again. He does some nasty shit like hit somebody again or whatever.
Well then,
and then what do you do about that?
Well, then,
do you still watch it? Do you still support him, or do you say no? Like he did it again? Because one thing is like Robert Downey Jr., who like he did his time and then he came back and he's been clean kind of thing because he apologized, did what he had to do. Even in interviews when they try to bring it up, he doesn't even want to talk about it. You know what I mean? Like he does his own thing. Same thing with Johnny Depp. He may not be clean, but at least he has the decency to try to keep it behind closed doors and keep his shit in check. You know what I mean? The only person that kind of brought it to life was Amber Heard, I guess, brought it to light. Mm-hmm. But, you would have never really known. It's just him dealing with his own shit behind closed doors like he's supposed to. One thing is doing things behind closed doors, but another thing is to continuously keep popping up. Mel Gibson, though he hasn't been up in a long time, which sucks, and I like him. I like him as Lethal Weapon, and I even think that this is like the beginning of his like relaunch to his career, because I think they even said at one point that they were looking at him to direct a new Lethal Weapon movie. So I do want to say, like, give him the benefit of the doubt. I think second chances are important, and I think people do make mistakes in life, but if you're not fixing them or changing them or doing something better and you keep doing the same thing, I can't support you.
Well, we don't know if he's been doing better. He's just getting back into the light.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's been quiet. I mean, if somebody, and I think it's good that somebody still takes a chance on him too, because it's nice to know that, though people can, that I think it's important to have that balance, because people can hear what they say and be like, he was wrong for saying this, but he still does a good job. You know what I mean? It's not like something that can't go away over time. But at the same time, the person who says those things or does that thing, they need to be that person and own up and step up and be like, well, I ain't gonna do that shit again. Because I don't want that kind of backlash or that kind of issue to happen with me.
Well, yeah. All that is like just taking accountability, and if it happens during or it happens after, depending on when it happens, I guess it's your own. It's up to your own moral code to be like, well, do I want to watch this because of him? You know what I mean? Like I didn't even know half the shit you told me. So if you wouldn't have told me, I would have seen this, and then I would be like, okay, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because you don't care about Mel Gibson, but let's use somebody that you do know. Say Jonathan Majors winds up getting convicted. Mm-hmm. Loki comes out. Mm-hmm. They leave it intact the way that it is. You see Jonathan Majors in there. This is his last project. You supporting it, or you're gonna be like, no, because he wound up being guilty.
I think I'd have to skip out.
You'd skip out?
Because I can do that. You know what I mean? Like, in recent memory, one of my favorite YouTubers came out. He came out about a while. You know what I mean? Like he was like, you know, down the deep end, and it surfaced through, and people were calling him out, and eventually I was just like, I can't watch him no more. I can't support this. You know what I mean? So I can make that distinction and that choice, but a lot of it is like, damn, that does suck because I didn't want that to be the case. Mm-hmm. But you know, I mean, it's I don't know. I think it's very just person to person because that's how you were with Will Smith.
Yeah, it does depend and vary, I guess, on everybody's tolerant for obviously what they can tolerate for and everything like that. But obviously, we're only going based off the both of us, and that's why I wanted to bring up somebody that you know, because but since you don't know him, Mel Gibson, mm-hmm. you're willing to look past everything, and you're fine, and you're gonna watch the Continental and stuff like that because it's connected to John Wick universe.
I like John Wick stuff.
Yeah, I don't mind him either. Like I said, I'm not saying that that I'm not gonna watch this because I think Mel Gibson's great. I think he's a great actor. I wasn't old enough to know about the anti-Semitic stuff that he said. I had to look back at it later on as I grew up. I knew about the whole domestic abuse stuff because around The Hangover Part 2. I remember because he was supposed to be Mike Tyson's cameo at the end of the movie kind of thing. Oh, okay. And that's why people were like, oh, it's too similar. But they were like, oh, we're supposed to have a different cameo. Like that was supposed to make the difference. So you know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, that was a weird time to have seen because I wanted to have seen him within that movie too, to see him interact or whatever. And I think that was going to be his comeback at the time. But then he wound up being an abuser, and here he is now. Hopefully he can stay clean, okay, and not do crazy shit and not get blackballed by Hollywood again. And
wasn't he in Daddy's Home too?
He was.
I was like, that's gotta be like the most recent role I've seen him in. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, see, but like it just, I think it depends on your own moral compass and where you stand with certain things. And like, I can't tell you, I've only known Gina Carano, you know what I mean, for a little bit. But I don't go, like when I rewatch The Mandalorian, I'm not watching it for her, you know what I mean? I'm watching it for the story, and I like Star Wars and everything else, you know? Yeah. So I'm willing to look past that and be like, she's a footnote.
I'll keep it a buck. Gina Carano did way less than what he did, and she got canceled for way less. So I think that's weird as fuck.
It's just the times. I think it's just the times we're in. Like if he was saying what he was doing now, it'd be worse. Mm-hmm. But because it came out way back when,
before
the
like
internet wasn't around. You know what I mean?
It was just, like building up type shit.
It just wasn't a thing. But with Gina Carano, it's like you said things in a very tense way, and the internet responds very quickly to bad things. So that's why it was much harsher.
Very, 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 very quickly. So yeah, Mel Gibson coming out in the new Continental. It's gonna be out on Peacock. It's supposed to be a spin-off to John Wick.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I'm actually excited for it.
The way John Wick 4 left me was kind of, so I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, see, you ready to see where it's gonna be brought to next? Yeah. I want to see Ana de Armas,
the ballerina.
Yeah, I got to see that one. Moving on though to our final topic, we have a trailer. Dumb Money. Now this movie has Paul Dano in there. I don't know if you've seen it on Twitter or not. Paul Dano is supposed to be playing Ninja, a Twitch streamer, and so this movie is about you heard a few years ago about that whole GameStop stock thing where a lot of people started putting into the GameStop stock it wound up making a lot of money and people cashed out or whatever and blah blah blah. This is that movie. About what happened.
It's about that?
Yeah, basically what happened with the stock market, how everybody reacted because the whole streaming industry just completely put money into that thing and came out. I should have done the same shit. But at the time I was like, this is so dumb or whatever. But they basically hedge fund the billionaires and wound up coming out with money on top of it. So this is that movie of that. Seth Rogen's in it, Paul Dano, a few others that you'll have to Pete Davidson, Vincent D'Onofrio, Nick Offerman, Anthony Ramos, Sebastian Stan.
Damn,
pretty
cast.
Yeah, pretty stacked. Let's watch the trailer. Hold on, put the volume up. Here we go.
How much did we make today?
5 million.
How much did we lose today?
$1 billion.
You got rich dudes pissing in their pants right now.
Holy fucking shit.
I will tell you, I've never seen anything like it.
Holy fucking shit.
Is the craziest I think I've ever seen.
Everything okay?
$11 million? What are you gonna do? Get a Ferrari? What the fuck?
Oh, language. The baby's here. Yo, what up, everybody? Roy and Kitty here. I'm gonna pick a stock and talk about why I think it's interesting, and that stock is GameStop.
I love this guy.
Retail traders have hooked into GameStop. I think they think it's a good investment. It looks like there's one guy driving all the buying.
Who is this schmuck?
Dumb money, man.
Happy to take it.
Wall Street is betting that this company is going to fail. If it fails, these hedge fund assholes make a shit ton of money. 70,000 people have watched this video.
Rory Titty, I love you!
If he's in, I'm in.
If he's in, I'm in.
GameStop, those shares not stopping.
The stock is only gonna go up. When they hit, I'm gonna buy you a mansion.
Let's drink to that.
My brother is a fucking nerd.
Wall Street must be seeing this, right?
Holy fucking shit.
Holy shit!
You should probably dial in.
Holy fucking shit. Do you have a minute?
Babe, how much did we make today?
5 million.
How much did we lose today?
$1 billion.
And yesterday?
4 million.
And yesterday?
$1 billion.
Yeah.
We're like really fucking rich.
You got rich dudes pissing in their pants right now. They're coming after you.
We need to talk about the GameStop situation.
Retail traders always lose.
You've been served.
Wall Street cheated. Surprise, surprise.
You have to testify before Congress. The game has changed.
What's the point of winning the race if you let some dipshit steal the prize?
A lot of people feel the system is broken. The whole idea of the stock market is if you're smart and maybe with a little luck you can make your fortune. Certainly not anymore. There's no hope for the little guy.
Shitballs.
Maybe now there is.
Fuck yeah.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I vibe with that. Looks really good.
Don't look too bad.
Yeah, no.
Pete Davidson looks like he's gonna be that goofy sidekick, but he probably looks like he's gonna have a decent role in this one.
He's always that goofy sidekick.
Yeah, no, but like they actually are giving him just a little bit more to work with, just to see how the seriousness. I think he's gonna have like a scene with probably. I said the ninja character. It was obviously what they were saying on Twitter, but he has a different name in the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems like he'll probably have like that serious moment, and this is probably gonna be like the movie where we're gonna find out whether we can take him serious or not. This is I think this is the one where like Pete Davidson's gonna go for it.
Mm-hmm. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, that's just a little side note, but I mean, I guess with the rest of it,
looks pretty good. Yeah, everybody stacked fucking cast too.
Yeah,
Really good.
Seth Rogen, Nick Offerman, Sebastian Stan was there.
Stan,
Paul Dano playing another internet nerd.
Reddit nerd. We love our Reddit nerds. So.
Fuck it. Yeah. Pete Davidson. I like Pete Davidson, so I don't know if that kind of like took you off. You know what's funny? I heard he did pretty good as Mirage too in Rise of the Beast.
I heard that too. I heard that he was decent, but I just haven't seen the movie. So
yeah, Pete Davidson's supremacy coming through, bro. I actually root for this man. I know you don't, but I'm actually hoping something good comes out of him. He needs to let go of MGK. That's one thing for sure.
He needs to let him go.
Yeah.
He puts him in all his movies, man. He's like his best friend.
I know, but at the same time, I feel like that. You know how like Pete Davidson looks like this good kid that's misunderstood. You know what I mean? Gets to a little drugs, does a little cocaine, but he's a little. He's a decent kid. But then he's mixed up with MGK, who's the bad boy who just gets the misunderstood kid in trouble. You know what I mean?
Oh. Well, who knows? Well, I don't know about all that, man. I don't know.
I'm just saying. I've been looking at that relationship.
Well, you know what I think is weird, and I've been wanting to talk about it for a while. Every time we see a trailer, but
wait, let me get my pen and paper. You want to lay down?
What the fuck are you?
Go ahead.
I never understood when they started doing that whole trailer starts now thing.
Oh yeah, they kind of show a piece of the trailer, and then actually get into the trailer. I never got that either.
Like I can't pinpoint when it started, but like it kind of annoys me to see it.
Yeah, I think it's kind of one of those things where it's like gives you a chance to like get ready kind of thing, because I think the way that they I think what movie was it? I think it was the one with the kids with Seth Rogen. What was it called? It was like the three boys.
Yeah,
they go like on that freeway.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Good Boys?
I think so.
Good
That
Boys?
might be it, yeah.
Like that trailer when that one first came out, like that one was just like trailer starts now with no like images or anything. It was just like on a black screen and then it starts. I prefer those because there's times where like I go and I'm gonna watch a trailer and like the trailer just starts and I miss like the first like 3 seconds, 4 seconds. I'm like, I feel like I missed a lot already, so I have to rewind it, get ready, and then you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least with the trailer starts now, it gives me, a second to be like, all right, I'm gonna be able to catch everything as it goes,
I mean, I guess it's convenient, but it's always bothered me because I can't really remember when that just started. You know what I mean? I just remember trailers just starting.
Dude, it was so weird when like the teaser trailer started coming out. I thought that was stupid. I was like, a teaser for the trailer? Isn't the trailer the teaser for the movie? You know what I mean? You got a teaser for the teaser, and now you have like sneak peeks to the teaser. That's not even the official trailer.
Yeah.
You know what I
and
mean?
Then they release movie clips and all that
Yeah.
after the fact.
Yeah, and I'm just like, God damn, like, why are we just official trailer, maybe a couple snippets before the movie launches, for TV spots or whatever.
'Cause they do about 4 trailers for a movie,
2 teasers, and 2 officials.
2 officials.
Yeah,
and then whatever snippets you see on like regular commercials to promote it. You know what I mean? Like whatever Subway deals, like they got going on or whatever. You know? But I don't know. I always thought it was weird because we see it in all these new trailers, and I'm just like, when did they start doing that shit?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when it started, but I know when it just got weird. It got out of hand. Now, like, I'm just wondering what the next thing is gonna be. At the end of the movie, they're just gonna play the ending of the trailer again and be like, "Watch it now. Watch it right now.
Watch it again."
But yeah, I'm excited for this movie.
Yeah,
it looks pretty good. You know what? Sony kills it with their movies, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Sony Pictures. And I remember when this one was being reported on, because like during that whole time, a month later or like a couple weeks later, this movie was announced, and I was like, they're just gonna make a movie about this shit. And I heard it was from Sony, and I was like, okay, they made Uncut Gems, stuff like that, and I've heard good things. I haven't seen the movie yet, but I heard good things. And Sony always like I don't know, Sony's been putting out some bangers. Same thing with Universal. Them two, they've been slow and steady. Now Spider-Man's a different thing. Craven and Morbius and all that stuff. That's a totally different ballgame. We don't talk about that one.
Yeah, no. We don't account those.
We'll talk about the grounded movies that they're doing really well on. Yeah, 100%.
Non-superhero stuff.
Yeah. Did you like Bad Boys 3?
It was alright. It wasn't anything spectacular. I think my favorite is still Bad Boys 2.
Hot take. Bad Boys 1 for me.
No.
Wow. Excuse me, guys, while I go beat up my co-host. But with that being said, this one will be our closing topic. Go check out the trailer, Dumb Money. It's on YouTube right now. If you guys haven't seen it or haven't heard of it, go check it out. Looks like a solid movie. With that being said, if there's something that we missed, any topics that we didn't talk about, a movie you guys want us to review, you guys want to support us in a big way, Josh, let them know where they can let us know.
Twitter, TikTok, Instagram at FilmBros Podcast. We post when new episodes are up, and you can engage with us there. Listen to us on the go, Spotify and Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts at FilmBros Podcast. Support us on Buzzsprout. Subscribe. You'll get shout-outs and special perks on our episodes and whatnot. And when it's all said and done, subscribe to our YouTube at FilmBros Podcast.
And with that being said, we'll talk to you guys on the next one.
Talk to you guys later.